Hello everyone, my name is Sagar and I hope you are doing well. In this video we are going to see about find and exist method. Okay, so usually whenever you create a new table in D365, it is best practice that you should always create the find and exist method. If you are a beginner, you don't know what does find and exist method do, so let me write it down for you. Okay, find and exist. Okay, so in simple words you can say that your find method, it simply returns your table buffer. Okay, all right. So when I say it means it will, return your complete table and exist method, and typically the return type would be table here. Okay, so the return type here would be table. Okay, so you'll get a table, and usually in your exist method it will be simply for your true and false. Okay, it will return your boolean whether that record exists or not. Okay, now how and when to use it. Okay, let's understand for this one. Okay, so let us say you are writing a code. Okay, so we'll create a student table. Okay, so table name would be something like this. Okay, let's say that you want to leverage this particular table, and let's say that I think student would not be a good example. Let's talk about employee now. Okay, oh yeah, so let's say the employee have 105 code. You want to find all the details regarding this particular employee. Okay, at that moment you can use this. Okay? And whether you want to do that, whether this 105 employee ID currently, whether it exists in our company or not, at that time you can use it this. Okay, now let's do it practically. So I will simply create a table, will not see any kind of best practice or something like that. So I will quickly create a table. I can simply say employee table here, and I will add simply two fields, that is employee ID and my name. Okay, so here let's see if I have, okay, I have edited named as employee name. Let's check if I have, trying to find out any edit related to employee. I think this can be okay. All right, so I think I have both the, yeah, it's integer. Okay, all right, so I have these two fields available inside my this table. We are not going to see all the best practices and everything that we can see later. Okay, now we'll focus on creating our find and exist method. Okay, usually this pattern would be always same. Okay, in order to create your find and exist method, the first thing is that it's not mandatory to have find and exist name only, but the thing is that you should follow the normal convention as per your standard code. So that's why it is always good to write find and exist here, so that it will be helpful for other developers as well. Okay, again you can put your XML documentation here, but for now I'm not going to do it. So I can write my code. So usually the code will always be same. Okay, I can hide this and maximize. Okay, so the code will, most of the time it will be same only. And even before this one, let me save this, and here let me change the name to employee ID, and here I will call it as employee name. Okay, just to have it short. Alright, so I can go here and I can simply write my method. So I can say public, so the type would be static here. Okay, and then you will write your table name, so it's SC employee table, because you are going to get the table in the return, right? And you will write your method name, that is your find. Okay, now the next thing is that here you need to provide your primary field. So what is your primary field in an employee table? It's employee ID. Okay, just a second here, it's EMPL name, not it, so it's EMPL num. Okay, so here I can say that EMPL num. Ideally I should use EDT here. I should have created a new EDT, something like this if I want to change the name, but that is also fine. Okay, I will call it as employee ID. So usually the methods parameter will have underscore. Okay, and then further you can simply write your boolean here. This is also very much helpful for update, and we'll consider it as false initially. So you will see why it is being used later. You can remove this. Alright, I can save this. Alright, so we'll definitely get this error, okay, because we haven't written. So first of all, let me complete this. So I can see here my employee table, and let me do one thing. Let me quickly return this table so that I will stop getting this error message. Okay, alright. Okay, now inside your find method, you simply need to return this buffer. For example, let's say if I am providing my 101 here, my employee ID 101. So I want to get buffer regarding my employee 101, all the details. Okay. So for that, the first thing is that we will first of all check whether the user have sent the employee ID or not, right? So the second thing is that I will check whether he want to update the buffer. So basically, if the user will want to update it, he will provide true. Else if it doesn't provide, it's already false. Okay, so it will not go inside this. Okay, so it may be difficult if you are seeing it for the first time, maybe, but later on you will understand. Okay, now here the next thing is that you will write your employee table dot select for update. Okay, whatever the user will provide. Okay, so you can say here for update. All right. Now the next thing here would be, sorry, you can write your select statement here. You can say select first only. You can say here employee table, and here you can give index hint as well, but for now I'm not going to give it. I say that employee table dot your employee ID equals to this one, employee ID. Okay, all right. So my find method is ready. Okay. Okay, now how you can leverage this code? For example, let's say if I'm writing some code in my runnable class here, okay, and let's say if I want to get the buffer of my employee, for example, I want to get records related to my employee 101. So what I can do, I can simply say here sc employee table. I can say employee table here. I can simply say sc employee table. I can put this scope resolution sign here. I can use find. Okay, inside my find I can provide my employee ID. Okay, so currently this is integer, so that's why I need to give it something like this. So here I will get my table buffer. Okay, let us say if I want to update the record of this one, then I can provide here true. Okay, true. All right, save. Then here I can display all the other messages. Okay, all right. And so in this way you will create your find method. Okay, now let's see. Okay, we'll see the next method in our next video. Thank you for watching this.